Good afternoon, students. So we'll continue the session today on control systems. So today is our discussion on the topic modeling of control systems. Okay. So as I told you, last two classes about the overview about control system. Okay. What is control system? What is its general block diagram? What are the types of control systems? Okay. So just to give you and its example. Okay. Just to give you an overview. Now we are actually starting analysis of control system. Okay. So before we discuss any control system, so to discuss at the mathematical level, we require the models. Okay. So only then we can study the system. Okay. So in a basic manner, we'll be studying this. Okay. And different models we'll be discussing. We'll go. Let us see. So modeling of control systems. The set of, so first of all, we'll define what is mathematical model. Okay. The set of mathematical equations describing the dynamic characteristics of a system is called mathematical model of the system. Okay. The English sentence itself will tell you set of mathematical equations. Nothing but you have learned last time. If you have a RLC as an electrical network, okay. So you know the relation VI relation of resistor, inductor, and capacitor. If you write together, it will become an integral differential equation. Okay. So same way. So any system is there. If it's a relation, if we know basic set of mathematical equation, okay, and that is definitely explains the characteristics of that system. Okay, the equations are nothing but its VI characteristics. Okay, so that is called as the mathematical model of the system. Okay, obtaining the mathematical model is the first step. As I told you, this is the first step in analyzing a given system. Okay, without this model we could not go further. Okay, so the particular mathematical model which gives a greater insight into the dynamic behavior of physical system is selected. Okay, so there are different mathematical models are there. So different models will give you some extent. So exact analysis won't give, right? So when we say dynamic characteristics, there is some approximations we will use, and it is not an exact one. Okay, but whichever gives the highest insight. Okay, so that is selected, and we will work on that. Okay, so that is about definition of mathematical model. So there are three types of models are there. So types of mathematical models are three basically. So first one is differential equation model. Okay. So this is something the terms comes from your mathematics. So mathematics you have learned from PU level itself, differential equation. Okay. So dynamics of the system represented in terms of differential equations, that is called as differential equation model. So this we have done last time in network theory when we are discussing the initial conditions. Okay, part. Okay, so RLC, integral differential equation, RLC network, RL network, RC network. Okay, we have seen that. So same way it will look like. Okay, so it is called as the time domain representation of the system. Okay, so the equation we are writing in terms of time domain, it is I of t, V of t, like that. Okay, so that is the thing. Second model is transfer function model. Okay, so this also you have studied in Laplace transform. So this here dynamics represented in terms of Laplace transform expression. Okay, and this is definitely called as the frequency domain representation of the system. That means what? S will be present there. So you'll be writing I of t as I of s, V of t as V of s. Okay, so this is the frequency domain representation. Okay, then third model is state space model. So it is a set of variables that describes the system behavior in conjunction with the system inputs. Dynamics are represented by a set of first order differential equations using these state variables. Okay, so these are the three models. So we are going to study this in detail in the coming models. So in this model, we will be focusing on this first model, differential equation model. In the second module, we will be discussing transfer function model. And in the module 5, last, we'll be discussing state space model. So in between module 3 and 4, using these two models, or at least transfer function model, we'll be studying the stability part and analysis. Okay, so and then we'll come to this model. So this whole chapter is, so if you want to analyze any control system, first mathematical model should be ready. Okay, so that's why this is just mentioned, just to give an example. Okay, so don't crack your head much if you does not understand, just to show you the three models example. Okay, so I have an example network here. Sorry, example network. So where I have RLC, the system and a voltage source is connected. Okay, and you know the current in the circuit is I we call, and voltage drop across resistor we call it as VR, across L we call it as VL, and across C we call it as VC. So this is a simple system, electrical system. So we can show you the three models how it will looks like. Okay, first one, differential equation model. I will be writing the first order differential equations. Okay, so the voltage will be written as first order, so dV by dt. Okay, so V of V will be there, so I will write first order, so dV by dt, differentiation, one time differentiation I have done, equal to, so in normal KVL, so it will come I into R. So R is constant, so if you take differentiation, so I will come di by dt, R into di by dt. Then L will be represented, so you know the VI relation of inductor, so it will come L into di by dt. Since we have taken one step differentiation, direct answer I have written d square I by dt square, and then this will be 1 by c integration I dt. Okay, so differentiation we have done, so integration cancel out, so remaining is I by c. Okay, so how you get this, that is what our focus in this module. So we'll be having lots of problems, we will be doing that. Okay, so just to show you how the models looks like, I have taken this example here. Okay, similarly same system, if I write the transfer function model now, so it is nothing but the output by input. Output is I of t, input is V of t. If you write the Laplace transform, it is I of s and V of s. And when you write the equation in terms of s, you know that R is R, L will be SL, and C will be written as 1 by SC. Okay, last time you all know. Okay, when you add that and if you take the reciprocal, it will come R plus SL plus 1 by CS. Okay, so that will be the transfer function model. This is looks like this. Then state space model, which will be interest in module 5. So here in the network, which are the energy storing elements? So that we call it as state variables. For example, in this network, resistor will not store any energy, whereas inductor and capacitor, they have the storage capability, they have the memory. Okay, so that's why these are called as state variables, and its first order differential equation will write. So with respect to L now, we call it as DIL by dt. With respect to VC, we'll call DVC by dt. So if you write the equation and simplify and write it in matrix form, it looks like this. Okay, so state space model is about matrix form. So matrix solution we'll be doing. So since we have matrix here, so this can be done using simulation, can be done using computers also. These things you could not do it easily. Okay, transfer function or differential equation model. So that's why it is called as modern control system. This will be used. Okay, so where you are studying next semester, in 5th semester, you'll be studying a tool in MATLAB. So for basic, you will be learning now in signals and system. Maybe today introduction is given by sir. Okay, so MATLAB is the tool where you will be doing the lots of. MATLAB is nothing but matrix laboratory. Okay, so whatever the mathematical aspect is there, we'll solve using this MATLAB. Okay, this is the very important tool for in electronics and engineering students. Okay, so in industry, whatever the products will come, before that they will simulate it on this tool. Okay, 70% of industry will be using this tool. Okay, so in that to work out, so this matrix will help. So the control system can be analyzed using a MATLAB, but you don't have any MATLAB experiments. Okay, even the control system experiments are not there. So this is just theory subject, but you can do lab part also. Okay, so that is the aspect. So these are the three models and how it looks like. Okay, so now we'll take up the first model, that is our interest in this model. So differential equation of the physical systems. Okay, differential equation of physical systems. So very first we have defined the system itself. So what is meant by system? It is a collection of element arranged in a certain manner to achieve some objective, right? So it is also called as a the system can be, we have told, physical systems, biological system, many things we told, but our focus is now physical systems. Okay, so physical system is a collection of physical objects connected together to serve an objective. Okay, so the same statement, it is repeated here. Okay, so physical systems can be classified into various types. So what are those? Mechanical systems can be called as, okay, electrical systems, electromechanical systems. Okay, so if you see the some factories and all, you will be seeing there electrical energy is used to run some machines. Output is there is some rotation or belt will be rotating, right? So it is a electromechanical systems. Then purely electronic systems also there. hydraulic systems. Okay, so like your lift in the flat or in your malls and all, you have seen. Okay, escalator, elevators, all these things, so they will be using hydraulics. Okay, so that is called as hydraulic systems. And then thermal systems. Okay, so there are different systems are there, but all we are not going to focus. Okay, as per syllabus you have the mechanical systems, electrical systems, and little bit about electromechanical systems. Okay, but majorly we'll be doing mechanical and electrical, and there will be a analogy between one to one. Okay, all the elements you can compare it to an one to one. Okay, so they all have something in common. Okay, each of these systems can be modeled in terms of certain basic elements. So we will be focusing on this basic elements of each of these systems. And the basic elements of all physical systems can be shown to be analogous. Okay, for example, electrical system you have studied in network theory. So what are the electrical systems basic elements? They are three. That is resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Okay, so resistor, inductor, and capacitor. So if you know the what is meant by this, then you can easily compare with others. So what is meant by resistance? Resistance means it is opposing the flow of current. That means what? It is an blockage. Resistance will act as the blockage. Inductor is nothing but what? So it is a charge storing element. Okay, similarly capacitor is a charge storing element. Okay, so this is flux, it will store the charge. So these are the energy storing elements. So L will be inductor, C will be capacitor. They have their own role. Similar way in mechanical systems, so you will be seen for mechanical system. Good example is your railway coaches. Okay, so the coaches will be named right different. So the how the coaches will be, in each coach you can I think approximately 90 people can sit, right? So you have seen the railway coaches, and there are not only single coach, there are many coaches including the engine, right? How they are connected? So they will be there is a railway track. On that these coaches are there, right? And they will be having the wheels, and they will be connected to this. Okay, this one. Okay, you have observed. This is about one coach. Okay, then you have another coach beside that. So how they are connected? Okay, on the same this one multiple coaches are connected. Okay, so this coach is having some weight, right? We call that in our mechanical system term mass, right? It will be having weight, right? That weight will be sitting over there. And how it will move on this? Okay, so some trains it will be going in high speed, right? How it is possible? That is about this friction, we call it is here. Okay, so whatever the wheel with this track, okay, that is we call it as friction. Okay, and then between one coach to another coach, so they will be joined, right? But they are not rigid. Okay, so if it is rigid, so you see this is the main track and there is a platform. So when it comes to platform, it should bend like this, and again it go back and connect like this, right? So when it is coming like this, you have seen that coaches, this will be straight, this will be bended. So if you have connected it is rigid, so then it is not possible to bend here. Okay, the coaches. So that's why here it will be having a spring action. Okay, if you have stand there in between the coaches, you have observed that. Okay, so normally it will happen when it is taking the dive here. Okay, so that is called as in mechanical term the spring. Okay, so everything mechanical system, they will be having suspension. In your motorbike you will have the suspension. When you apply the brake, right, so you will not feel such a sudden shock, right? So or if you see the difference between a normal bike and a high flexible bike, okay, 1 lakh or 2 lakh bike, if you see, it's the difference here is the spring. So you'll not see the this one, okay, pain, okay, because of spring action or suspension we call. So that's why mechanical system, mass, friction, and spring is the basic elements. So that this you can easily compare with the electrical systems, and when you compare that, we call it as analogous systems. Okay, so that is what our study here in the coming slides. Okay, so we'll be doing the problems on that so that you will understand. Okay, so your mechanical system, you can take the example of a railway coach. Okay, you can, so there are many examples you can take, but this is the good example we can show you diagrammatically. Okay, okay, mechanical systems. Okay, so as I already mentioned, so just I will instead of explaining one and writing it, I will show it as a table wise. So what is the difference? In mechanical systems also there are two types. As in electrical systems, you have two types like series networks and parallel networks, or it is also called as voltage source network, current source network. Okay, like that. In mechanical system also we have two types, translational and rotational. We'll discuss about that. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so this classification is based on type of motion here. Okay, so if you have a some object here, okay, so if some object is there, or if you see in the railway platform only, there is a goods carrier. Okay, goods carrier is there, and it will be having a like this, right? So it is having, so how he will push that goods, he will be carrying the goods and he will be having hand, so he will be holding his hand here. So there will be two, okay, two sets will be there, and he will push in straight manner, right? So he will push in straight manner. So this type of motion we call it as translational systems. So it will be having a linear motion. Okay, so now it is at this position, after some time it will be at this position. This is called as straight movement. So whereas another type of system is rotational systems. Okay, so for example your fan. Okay, so how the fan, so now if it is having three sides, okay, fan is having three sides, now it is at this position. When you switch on, so this will rotate, right? So it will rotate 360-degree, and depending on the speed it will keep on rotating. So this is called as angular motion, or it is rotational systems we call. That is the two type we have in mechanical system. Okay, translational means linear motion or translational motion, and rotational systems having angular motion. Okay, about fixed axis. So which is the axis here? The central one. This is, we call it as axis. Okay, the equations governing such motion in mechanical systems often directly or indirectly governed by Newton's law of motion, as we have Kirchhoff's law for electrical networks, and this one Ohm's law, right? Same way for mechanical things you have Newton's law of motion, and this you have studied very thoroughly in physics and all. Okay, so that is what Newton's law of motion will be used to relate here. So what is the basic relation Newton's law of motion? So the force what you apply on a object, which is equal to its mass into acceleration. This is the basic relation you have seen maybe. Okay, Newton's law of motion, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so that means, so if you have a vehicle, so now you have a bike, right? So bike acceleration you will do, bike is having a some mass, some 100 kg or 200 kg bike. Okay, you will be applying the force. Since electric, the bike will be having motor in itself, but this example if you take here, man should apply the force here, right? You should push. Okay, so only then it will move forward. Okay, so that means what, this is called as force is the input here, and the acceleration. Okay, so if you increase the speed, okay, how fast you will pull it. So if the load is small, you will go fast. If large, it will be slow, acceleration, right? So the same way, so bike, how you put acceleration. Okay, so this is the basic law. So everything will be governed by Newton's law of motion in mechanical systems. So now just quickly we will glance the basic system elements and their variables with respect to these two types of mechanical systems. Okay, translational and rotational. So basic system elements in translational system is called as mass M, as I told you, railway coach. So mass M, then damper B. So this is nothing but your friction. So this friction will be called by damper, dashpot, different names. So in mechanical system, this damper is nothing but B. And then linear spring. In translational motion, we'll have the linear spring. Okay, so like in suspension in your bike, I told you. Okay, so this will be there as a basic element. The same thing in rotational motion. Okay, so the rotational element, so the mass will be called as inertia, or it is denoted as J. Damper will be same name, will be called D, we will denote it. And spring we call it as torsional spring. Okay, so the torsional spring, it is also the same notation K. Okay, only the J will be changing here. This damper will use sometimes B also. Okay, both B we also will use, no issues. System variables if we consider, so in the translational motion we'll be applying a linear force, right? Force we are applying. In the case of rotational motion, torque will be applied. Okay, which is nothing but, so how you apply, right? So torque will be applied like this. If you want to rotate the fan, the wheels, right? Just you have by hands, you have to rotate rotationally, right? Whereas force you will apply is a push, right? So that's what we call torque. Displacement. So when you apply force, what you will see is in the object a displacement. Now it is that this position, when you push it, so it will come to some position. Okay. So when you push somebody, he will go forward, right? So that is what displacement will happen. That is denoted as x. Same thing in rotational motion, we call that as angular displacement theta. Okay. So if you just rotate the wheel, so this will be rotated somewhat, right? So this is what call it as theta, and torque applied theta will happen. Now the same thing if you take first order differential equation. Okay. So if you take dx by dt, so if you differentiate this x with respect to t, or distance by time is called as speed, or it is called as velocity. Distance by speed is velocity. So the same thing in rotational motion is angular velocity. Okay. Then acceleration, you have acceleration is again, it is velocity by time. Velocity by time is nothing but acceleration. Okay. Same way here you will have angular acceleration denoted by alpha. So just notation you should careful, and we'll be using that for solving the problems. Okay. Okay, what is the time? Fine. So next we'll be seeing the basic system elements. As we have seen electrical system last time, so similarly we'll see the mechanical systems. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So as I told you, the first element, mechanical element is mass. Both I am doing together, rotational as well as translational. Mass versus inertia. Directly, if I take the differentiation, so you'll understand the difference easily. Okay. Mass is nothing but an property of an element that stores the kinetic energy due to translational motion. So these are the definition you know from physics background. So just I am writing it. Okay. So in exam and all, they won't ask these things and all. Just to understand for the purpose now, I'm explaining this. Okay. So I will give you anyhow question bank. I will give which are the important questions to study and all. So that time you'll understand. But at present, you write down everything on notes. Okay. So that it is required to understand, because here mechanical systems will be seen in problems, and that we convert into electrical systems using the differential equation model. Okay. Similarly, inertia can be defined as property of an element that stores the kinetic energy due to rotational motion. Only thing is about motion. So this is translational or linear motion, and this is rotational or angular motion. Okay. When a force is acting on a body of mass m causing displacement x, then we write from Newton's law of motion, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. So acceleration is nothing but voltage by time. So in differentiation we'll write m into d by dt, and voltage is nothing but velocity is nothing but displacement by time. So it will be coming as double differentiation of d square x by dt square. Okay. So sometimes this notation also will be used in some books. That's why I have used here. Double dot means double differentiation. Single dot means single differentiation. Okay. So if you refer some books, they will be using this notation. That's why I have used it. I will be normally using this notation only. Okay. So this is about mass. Similarly here, when a torque is acting on a body of inertia J causing displacement theta, so then T is equal to J into d square theta by dt square. Same way you can write it. Okay. So F manner T. So M J into acceleration is alpha. J into alpha you can write. Same way. Same. So instead of writing that completely, I have written the final one. J into d square theta by theta square. Two dots I have used that. Okay. So how you represent this? Mechanical system will be represented in different manner. So as like railway coaches I shown you, 4 wheels are there and a box is shown. Like that also you can show this is also represented. Okay, so where you are applying a force here, accordingly displacement will happen, proportional displacement will happen, and it is having the mass m. So same way rotational system, this will be used, or another way also this can be written like this. Okay, so it will be shown like this. It's like a motor. Okay, so like this. Okay, it's like a circular one. While drawing it maybe not came circular, and in between you have the shaft. Okay, so you'll be seen in motors and all, you have seen. Okay, electric pumps and all, if you have agriculture, so you have seen this. Okay, between shaft is there. Okay, so it will rotate. Okay, at the central axis. Fan if you take, so three this one are there, so it will rotate according. Okay, so that is nothing but that. Okay, so this is the notation for mass and inertia and its expression. Here expression is important. Last time when I taught you network theory, the very first introduction, I taught you all the basic equations, right? What is resistor, inductor, capacitor, what is their relation, VI relation. Same way this mass inertia relation with now displacement and force. Clear? We'll go to next element, that is damper, or it is called as friction or a dashpot. Okay, so it is nothing but a friction. So damper is an element that generates force which acts opposite to the direction of motion, translational or rotational. Okay, so it is the friction, as in resistance in the case of electrical network. So it is opposing, right? So for example, if you are sitting on a chair now, okay, if you want to move backwards, how you have to do? There is a lot of resistance, right? If you just pull it, it is not happening. So the surface will be resisting you. The same chair, if you put the four wheels now, how smoothly you can go? That means okay. So if you put the wheels, so you'll see the smooth. That means what? Friction is less. Okay, so that is the thing. It is a very important present in mechanical system. When you have a very heavy weight, definitely friction will be along with it. Okay, so that's why this is the discussion. So friction or dashpot are examples of dampers. Okay, so dampers we will call, and they resist motion. Okay, so this is the way it will be shown. Okay, so like a dashpot, okay, or a piston, your cylinder piston will be shown now, like that it will be shown. So both notation you can use. Okay, rotational and this one. Okay, so this type of thing will be shown. Okay, so sometimes they may not draw you these figures also, they will show you here friction is present. Okay, just a minute. Okay, fine. So this is the expression now. Okay, so the force is nothing but b into dx by dt. Okay, so it is the first order differential equation relation will be there. So this is b denoted as damper. Okay, so this is the b. Same way b also will be used in torsional here. Okay, rotational also, d also will be used, whereas displacement will be denoted by theta. Okay, so this is the basic relation. Okay, with respect to that. So then the third element we have is the spring. So it will be linear spring in case of translational motion, or a torsional spring in case of rotational motion. Okay, so what is the difference? So linear spring means property of an element that stores the potential energy due to translational motion. In the case of mass, we have seen kinetic energy, it cannot move, right? Fixed. Whereas the spring, it is having a spring action, movement, right? So that's why it is called as potential energy due to translational motion. Similarly here, potential energy due to rotational motion. Okay, that is the difference. If you write the expression for that, when a spring of spring constant K is applied to a force F causing an elastic displacement X, so then we'll write it as Kx. Okay, so these expressions are required to write the expression. Okay, final expression. If all the three elements are present in a mechanical system, how you write the expression? Same like in electrical network. So you'll have I into R, L into di by dt plus 1 by C integration I dt, like that. So these three elements will be written. So this is like a K into X. In case of here, it is K into theta, angular. So, and this is the same notation as you have in electrical network, resistance. Okay. So in the case of torsional, it may be like this, torsional spring like this. Okay. So it looks like an inductor, but not inductor here. In mechanical system representation, it is a spring. Okay. So these are the three basic elements of mechanical systems. Okay. So now I will show you electrical system. Just quickly glance because you already studied electrical systems. Okay. So based on the type of source, electrical system can be classified as same way we can analyze it with mechanical system. So voltage source system and current source systems. So what is the difference? There is no difference in element wise. Resistor, inductor, capacitor, both way you will be having. Whereas system variables, so you'll be having voltage here, here will be current, here it will be charge. When you apply voltage, charge will be, and here it will be flux. So this is the difference. So we'll be studying that much. Now, what is resistor? Basic electrical system elements. A resistor is an element which resists the flow of current in an electrical system, and this is its representation, and the equation is V equal to IR. This is just a repetition. Okay, already you have done in network theory. Then inductor. So what is inductor? It is an element that stores electrical energy in a magnetic field, and this is the expression. So it will be written as V equal to d phi by dt, magnetic flux. Phi is given as L into I. Okay, since L is constant, it is taken outside, so L into di by dt. Lenge's law we will call, right? And we have seen this last time also. No need to explain much. Okay. Next one, I have the capacitor. Okay, it is an element that stores electrical energy in a electrical field. Okay, or a charge in an electrical field. So its equation is I equal to dq by dt. Q is nothing but C into V. C is constant taken outside. So C into dV by dt. It is the expression of the capacitor. Okay. So analysis of this system. So you know already you have learned. So electrical system will be analyzed using two methods, either nodal analysis based on Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, and loop or mesh analysis based on Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. So that is about the electrical system. Electrical system I have not much explained because you have know from the basic electrical engineering and all. So just quickly glance it. So mechanical system is something new, and that we have to compare it with now electrical system. So this is the nodal analysis for mechanical system. When a mechanical system is there, now a bike or some railway coach is there, so we could not straight away analyze it, right? So we have to write its equivalent network in terms of these elements. Okay, how to do that? Okay, system structure should be modified to suit the nodal analysis without loss of system characteristics. Just an equivalent representation will write without losing any system characteristics. First thing, identify number of nodes which is equal to number of displacement. So based on the displacement, like X is the displacement, X1, X2, or how many mass are there, how many coaches are there, based on that, we'll be identifying the nodes. Okay, for nodal analysis, node is important, right? Second thing, we'll take a reference node independent of other nodes. One, we have to take it as common ground, right? So that is we are doing. Then connect all mass, that is inertia elements, between the relevant displacement node and the reference node irrespective of its position. So you'll connect the mass, okay? So, or inertia in the case of translational motion, between the displacement node and the reference node. So that is how equivalent network, okay? That is with respect to common ground only, we'll write that. We'll see the problem, okay? This is just the step. After this, I will send you the notes, you do write down, and you can study once, okay? Then connect spring and damper elements between relevant nodes based on their position, okay? Then connect force or torque between the relevant displacement node and the reference node. At each of the displacement nodes, apply Newton's law of motion. So don't bother about this. This is a steps to solve the problems next. Okay. So just I have listed out here, and I will send you that and note down in a sheet of notebook. Okay. So this is it for today. So in the next class, we will be seeing the analogous systems. Okay. So FE analogy and FI analogy is there. If a mechanical system is there, how we apply these methods, and we will be comparing it with the electrical system. Okay. So just to quickly glance what we have discussed today. We have defined the mathematical modeling of the system. Then what are the types of models? 3 models are there. So the first one we are discussing here. Then differential equation of physical system, in that we are learning mechanical and electrical system majorly. Then basic mechanical system, translational and rotational you have understood, and its basic elements you have understood. They have defined with their expression. Okay. Then electrical system you have already gone through. Just quickly revised it. Okay. Resistor, inductor, and capacitor. The analysis for electrical system is Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Similarly, for mechanical system, it is Newton's law of motion. Okay. So this is it for today. We'll see tomorrow. Okay.